A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a highly anticipated meeting, U.S. President Donald Trump is set to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin this Friday, August 15th, in Alaska. This summit marks the first U.S. Russia meeting since 2021 and comes at a critical time as the war in Ukraine continues to escalate. President Trump announced the meeting via Truth Social, emphasizing the importance of the discussions that will revolve around achieving a ceasefire in Ukraine. However, the road to peace appears fraught with complexity as both nations hold starkly different views on the terms of any potential agreement. During a press conference at the White House, President Trump acknowledged that a peace deal might involve some swapping of territories, a statement that has drawn immediate backlash from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky firmly stated that Ukraine would not cede any land to what he referred to as occupiers, reinforcing his commitment to defend Ukrainian sovereignty at all costs. He expressed concerns that any discussions held without Ukrainian representation would lead to dead solutions that would ultimately fail to bring about lasting peace. The backdrop of this summit is steeped in historical context, as Alaska was once claimed by Russia in the 1770s and sold to the United States in a deal that was initially met with skepticism. Critics of the meeting have pointed to this historical claim and the ongoing tensions in Ukraine as reasons to question the motives behind the summit. Trump's frustration with Putin's refusal to halt military actions has led to threats of new sanctions against Russia, which could complicate the discussions further. As the summit approaches, the stakes are high for both leaders. Trump has positioned himself as a potential peacemaker, promising to end the conflict in Ukraine swiftly if elected to office. However, experts and Ukrainian officials remain skeptical about the likelihood of a breakthrough. Taras, a seasoned Ukrainian serviceman recovering from injuries sustained in the conflict, expressed doubts about the summit's potential outcomes, suggesting that Putin may attempt to manipulate Trump into believing that Ukraine is the obstacle to peace. The Kremlin has confirmed the meeting's agenda, stating that both leaders will focus on options for achieving a long-term resolution to the Ukrainian crisis. However, the specific demands from Russia remain a point of contention, with reports indicating that Moscow seeks to solidify its claims over eastern regions of Ukraine and Crimea. The U.S. administration's strategy in these negotiations will be closely scrutinized, as any perceived concessions could have significant implications for Ukraine's territorial integrity. As the date of the summit draws closer, public opinion remains divided. Some view the meeting as a necessary step towards de-escalating tensions, while others fear that it may embolden Russia to continue its aggressive tactics in Ukraine. The geopolitical implications of the summit extend beyond the immediate conflict, as both nations navigate their complex relationship amidst a backdrop of historical grievances and modern-day challenges. In conclusion, the upcoming meeting between President Trump and President Putin in Alaska is poised to be a pivotal moment in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. With both leaders facing immense pressure from their respective constituencies, the outcomes of their discussions could shape the future of U.S.-Russia relations and the stability of the region for years to come. As the world watches, the hope for a peaceful resolution hangs in the balance, with many Ukrainians remaining wary of the negotiations that may unfold. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.